important questions that has been plaguing the data leaders of today is, what are the key ingredients of implementing an effective strategy, right? And what would be your top three?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and it's very hard to pick the top three, but I will do my best because there are so many pieces to this puzzle. In my mind, and based on my experience doing this at a few very large firms in the finance world that are very regulated, that have business that ranges a pretty broad, product list. The top three in my mind is, first and foremost, is your data strategy has to be anchored to the business strategy. What I mean by that is, if your firm's 2-year, 3-year corporate goal is, for example, revenue generation, right? I want to increase my revenue by 20%, or I want to release a new product. Now I have business in the US, but I want to release a new product, in Europe. So that needs certain things. So that could be a goal, or it could be I want to reduce the risk, right? So whatever the corporate goal is, your data strategy should be closely aligned to that, so that it is contributing very directly to the corporate goal, right? So that success of data strategy is seen as a key piece of success of the corporate strategy. So that to me is the first one, is anchoring your data strategy to business goals, number one. Number two is federating responsibility, right? What I mean by that is, in any large firm, there are multiple business lines, there are multiple teams that are involved. The current market path is how do you federate the responsibility so that you're not combining all of the execution, all of the ownership into one big team, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
happens if you do that? If you centralize the execution, now all your subject matter experts are all sitting within different business units, but the data strategy team is trying to put it all together, right? There usually becomes a lot of friction, right? So the current industry path is federate responsibility so that the individual execution of the data strategy belongs within those teams, but you centrally govern it. What we mean by that is, here is our 5-year roadmap. Here are the standard tools you want to use. Here is the governance, right? So you kind of centralize the governance and budgets and things, but the responsibility of execution falls within the separate business line. So that's a second big one. The third one, which is equally important, is focus on the operating model and data culture. Again, this is a big topic, we will discuss, but data culture is basically collective belief and behavior of the people in the organization for leveraging data to improve their business performance, right? The employees and the clients have to believe that the data is going to help them improve their business performance, right? So that's the culture that we got to inculcate. Otherwise, you'll just be talking, but there might not be people following, the strategy, right? So that's a big one. And operating model, right? So with technology change also comes operating model change. So these two are two sides of a coin that are key. So those are my top three.